laughing loud and feeling free. Never noticed till you there was more. They can't see you really. So stand out, stand out, stand out. You're here, you're free, absolutely where you need to be. So stand out, stand out, stand out.
Welcome to the Sonshine State, a space for health, healing, and wellness.
Hey everybody, it is Sunshine Wiley here. I am broadcasting today from the beautiful Dominican Republic. It is so beautiful out here. You hear people in the background having such a good time, talking, laughing, enjoying the scenery and enjoying the beach and all that wonderful stuff. I'm actually broadcasting from the balcony of my wonderful suite, and I am so excited. Here celebrating two of my beautiful friends, Tiffany and Chris. Hey, they're getting married, y'all. And I am enjoying them. And I thought this would be a great opportunity to take some time and just do a good old podcast and kick it on out. So here we go. First of all, I did not expect this trip to go this way. And I did not expect things to be the way that they are right now. And it came as a surprise to me because I was like, okay, I'm going on this trip by myself. I'm going to have some me time, do some self-care. It's going to be wonderful, going to be relaxing. And dun, 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 I am one of the only persons here alone. Isn't that great? Even the single people had enough sense to get somebody to come with them, or were able to find people to come with them so that they wouldn't be the only single person in the room by themselves. They had there's like one group of girls here and they're like sharing a room and having a good time. And I figured that this would be a good time for me to be by myself and enjoy myself. Now, it is a really good opportunity to be by myself, but I will be honest, I am struggling. I am having a hard time with being in here by myself with all of this wonderful scenery around me. It's so romantic. It's so beautiful. It's so much fun. And if I was with my girls, it'd be great because it's a fun environment. But if I was with my boo, or if I had a boo, whatever, it would be a very romantic situation. But because I'm alone, it's like, okay, wait, I've never had to do this before. This is totally brand new. How do I cope with being here all on my lonesome? How do I do this? And honestly, I'll tell you, this is hard. Like, I've really had to do all that finding home within stuff and trying to figure out, okay, so what exactly is the purpose of me doing this by myself, or trying to figure that out. And with the help of the beautiful Yojina, the wonderful staff bartender, I am able to mellow out and get my refocus together. This girl, let me tell you, if you ever come to the Dominican Republic and you see a bartender named Yojina, go to her, tip her wonderfully, and ask her to make you a chocolate martini. It'll bless you. So here's a couple things that I have really been doing to kind of help me through this situation, because even with all the beauty that's around me, sometimes you still get those thoughts in the back of your head. And you still feel like the fifth wheel of all the people that are here. Because I tell you, there are more couples than single people. And I wouldn't really mind it if I actually had brought a group of friends, but I didn't need to, because I need to have this alone time. So here are some of the things that I've been doing. I have basically been rehearsing my thoughts to myself. I have been going back and making sure that the thoughts that I allow myself to think are in line with the direction that I'm trying to go with my life. The desire that I have for my life is to be completely at one and at home within myself, meaning that I can be comfortable with any situation that I'm faced with. So even here, all alone, I can be comfortable in my own skin with me, chilling on the beach, just letting the sea breeze wave up and down my skin and having a great time. but I'm telling you, it's a struggle. So I've had to intentionally change the way I'm allowing my thoughts to occur in my mind about this situation. And I mean, the funny thing is I could have tried to have some people here, but again, that goes against what I was trying to do for this trip. But anywho, I am glad that you are here with me, and I'm excited about everything that we can and will accomplish together. Just to recap, in our last episode, we dove further into loving ourselves by creating a safe space or home within, which is what I've had to really readdress time and time again on this here crazy trip. Some of us actually travel to really dark places when we are alone. And, the ability to create a safe space for yourself within yourself is a major strategy when learning to love or relearning to love yourself. But you have to be strategic about it because some of us recount the past hurts continuously. We open old wounds, and instead of choosing to face them, we dive in, we pick apart every portion of that old wound, we cry for hours at a time, we binge eat, we keep rehearsing the hate or the disdain that we have that led us to that moment, and it becomes completely unproductive. It's completely unproductive hurt. And I mean, I know what you must be thinking, wait, there's a such thing as productive hurt? Yes, there is. There absolutely is productive hurt. There's hurt that will allow you to learn. There's hurt that allows you to see how that situation affected you and is an experience and a lesson on how things like that will turn out if you continue to face them. Now, there's a hurt that while it's not your fault, you were hurt, it did help you recognize a person, a place, a thing, or whatever. It helped you to see what you needed to see, to open your eyes and move towards your freedom. In moments like this, instead of turning it into an I'm depressed binge eating night, what about this suggestion? Instead, take some time to take some alternative steps. If you're open to the suggestion, here's a couple things here's something I'd say. First, allow yourself to acknowledge the difficulties that you're facing. Yes, you are hurt. Yes, they were wrong. Yes, you got the short end of the stick. Yes, you were blindsided. Yes, you were lied on. Yes, you were misunderstood. Yes, people hurt you, or yes, you hurt people. Yes, you took advantage of people. Yes, you did wrong. Acknowledge the things that you did bad, because the things that we struggle with aren't always things that people have done to us. Sometimes some of us struggle with the things that we've done to other people, because for a long time, I struggled with the anger that was inside of me that I allowed to explode on other people. People had no reason why, no understanding why I was so angry, why I was so upset all the time. But that was something that I needed to acknowledge about myself and really tackle and understand. Because at that time, I didn't even understand it. Acknowledge exactly how you feel and let your feelings be what they are completely. Don't cover them up. Don't rush to get over it, because that doesn't help either. Doing that only makes it continue to be a stigma in your life. It'll be a repeated pattern if you just skip over it. It'll be something that's buried that'll eventually come back to the surface. Now, secondly, I would suggest that you address the area, that was affected by that situation. Acknowledge that self-care, could have been a way to alleviate some of the things that you were going through. And acknowledge that it was affected by everything that happened. And not acknowledge that you stopped going to your book club. You stopped doing whatever you did before that made you feel happy within. As a third thing, maybe create a plan of action that will allow you to release it. Read some books, do some journal entries like we mentioned before. Take some music therapy, which for me is singing in the mirror in my underwear like the girls on TV used to do, and laugh hysterically because you look ridiculous doing it. It's okay to laugh at yourself. I laugh at myself all the time. Of course, I don't really do it in front of people because it looks really goofy, but I do it. You could seek professional help if you feel the help you need is bigger than what you can do on your own. And never be ashamed of it, ever. Never, never, never be ashamed of the fact that you need help. You are empowering yourself to get better and back to that childlike love you once had for yourself. That level of self-love and appreciation is the exact emotional position that we all seek to find. And it's absolutely achievable. And I'm glad we're all here trying to find it together. Let's take a quick sidestep, though. Because dealing with emotional health can be so heavy, I want to tell you a story like I normally do. It's actually about me today, though. It may actually have been the most embarrassing thing I've ever gone through in life, but it was also one of the most hilarious things I've gone through in life as well. And I want to be honest today. I've had quite the difficult season here. I feel like once I decided to heal for real, the crazy things started happening to me even more. I normally have random craziness happening in my life from time to time, like everyone else. But these last 6 months, my goodness, they have been a doozy. I actually decided to do this podcast because I came to the realization that if I'm struggling with all this stuff, if I'm struggling to obtain all that I seek emotionally, I'm sure others are doing the same thing. And so I decided to be open about it because it's high time that we all take back our love for ourselves. We've given so much of ourselves away. And I mean, we've not really reserved any space for our main occupant, which is ourselves. You know, we are the main occupants of our own vessels. And why do we not even take care of ourselves? Why do we ignore us so much? How can you forget about you? How can you forget about you? This is why creating that safe space within is highly important. Like very recently, I had another instance where I found myself at home battling thoughts of worthlessness and utter sorrow. I was angry at myself for letting people into my life when they were no good for me. I wanted so bad to feel an external love that I sold myself short in order to get it. Of course, that didn't work. But after I was so angry because I knew that this person did not value me, nor did they treat me with the dignity and respect that I gave them. Now notice, I didn't say deserve because I'm a little up in the air about how liberally we use the word deserve. We all have choices, and in those choices are decisions to do the right thing or the choice to be self-fulfilling. People are going to be who they are. And if who they are is compromising to your overall mental well-being, you know where to put them. Right there in the bench section, honey. So to say I deserve for someone to do something for me, I'm not all the way on point with that, all the way on board with that. No one owes you anything in this world. You are guaranteed nothing. You are entitled to nothing. We are too reliant on entitlement, and it's weakening us as a people. Like we feel like people are supposed to do us this way. Nobody has to do anything for you. Everybody has a choice. Now, I would say that as a result of the foundation that I've, built with people, certain things are just the right thing to do. And I believe truly in sowing and reaping, the law of reciprocity, or however you choose to phrase it. I believe that if I give respect, I should receive it in return. A true indicator that I need to remove a situation from my life is when that reciprocity is no longer on the table. You absolutely teach people how to treat you. It's very hard for some of us people pleasers to get to the point of releasing things that don't operate that way. We want to be the one to turn this person or situation into its best self, but that's not your job. Have plenty of open conversations about what you would like to achieve, and if those conversations are not a catalyst for some type of improvement, please move along. Please move along. Now, I know I mentioned talking about an embarrassing moment, and I wanted to tell the story about myself, and I never really got to it. So I'll just get to it now, just in our closing. This was my absolute most embarrassing moment in life. I don't know if anybody remembers it, probably people who were in middle school with me at the time, but this was when I first started to kind of try to, branch out of being quite so in my own shell. I decided to wear a skirt to school, because I would normally wear pants all the time because I didn't like my body. I would try to wear things that were baggy, that would kind of show or cover up my shape. But if you know me, you know that there is a certain curve that I have that regardless of how baggy those clothes are, it's not going to be covered up anyway. So it was kind of a futile decision to make to try to cover it up anyway. But so I tried to cover it up normally, but that day I came in with like a skirt on, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna be cute today. I'm gonna try to turn around a new leaf and do something different and be wonderful and be cute and yada, all that good stuff. I'm powerful, yeah. So I went to my homeroom class, and in homeroom, when you're in middle school, you sit there for a certain amount of time. They give announcements and all their blah, blah, blah. And then you go throughout your day at that time we had 7 periods. And so I was in my homeroom class, and I sat there the whole homeroom period, and I realized as I was getting up that my skirt was up on top of my chair the entire class period. And the person behind me, as well as everybody that they told, was able to see my underwear, which happened to have a wonderful, good old wedgie. So I was mortified, but I can recount that embarrassing moment, and I can say that I tried something different. I reached out and I really tried something different. I tried to be empowering for myself. And that was an example for me that even though it turned out to be an embarrassing moment, I have to keep trying, keep putting myself in a position to operate in the way that makes me feel empowered. So I want to encourage you today, even though that moment was embarrassing for me and it was pretty funny. Now it's funny. Then I cry like a baby, but now it's funny. But like in those instances, you know, you see those moments where you are doing everything that you can to make changes. You see those moments where you're doing everything you can to improve yourself. Keep doing those things. The first time might not be a success. The first time might be embarrassing. The first time might not go over so well. But if you keep at it, the power will come. You will continue to have the faith in yourself. You will continue to have empowerment for yourself. You will continue to become more and more fearless and more confident in the things that are in you, because you are a wonderful person. You are great right now, and it doesn't take anybody else validating that for you to understand it, for you to know it, and for it to be so. So I will leave you with that. I feel like I can get off of my my bench, my high horse, pedestal, stool, whatever you want to call it. But I think that that moment really taught me a lot about myself, because I know I didn't wear skirts for a very long time after that because of the way I felt after that. I mean, I was teased a bit after that as well, but it was mortifying for me. But I can tell you one thing, I can wear a skirt now and not have any qualms about it. So everybody, thank you so much for listening. This has been a wonderful experience. Again, I am in the beautiful Dominican Republic, and I need to get back to this beach because this tan is right. Okay. Anywho, but if you are interested, please feel free to subscribe at www.sonshinestate.com. That's www.sunshine.state.com. You can subscribe, you can like it, you can share it. I am so excited that you guys are here and on this journey with me, and I look forward to the times to come. The next episode that you will hear will be a live episode, and I am super excited to share everything about that with you. So stay tuned to the Sonshine State. Everybody have a great day.
So stand out, stand out, stand out. You're here, you're free, absolutely where you need to be.
Thank you for joining the journey to the Sonshine State, a space for health, healing, and wellness.